answer this Wraith King very well. Going to make the most sense for him this game as far as whether it's countering an enemy hero or just making his own game go well.
It would be good for him to buy a halberd.
Hold that thought, mistimed arrow. Disruption was looking to set it up and said they're going to look to turn this one onto Whitemon. Potential first blood, is it coming? No, they need one more right click or some damage from a Shikuchi. DJ goes fishing, but doesn't find Whitemon, and he's being dusted up, so he needs to be careful. Gets caught up by Zephyr. The double Starstorm's going to do some good damage here now. Whitemon, not needed. It's Zephyr with the arrow who gets the first blood onto DJ's Weaver. They have no interest in team fighting right now. They're just farming up on Raven. Raven just, he's doing Raven things. He's hidden up the jungle. He's going to go straight into that Desolator, and we'll see if T1 can do a good job punishing this one. They've found Jabs now in their own jungle. Without a Primal Split, I'm not sure they've got a good way to keep Jabs alive, and Zhao was just like, I'm bailing. Yeah. And unlike T1, like, for T1, if they were facing this, they have a Disruption save. But this time around, Fnatic will get the jump in the mid lane, but there's a Disruption save. You go in a hero, Disruption is there, but he does get caught by the pull as he comes out, but the Queen of Pain gets bailed out, and now the Ghost Ship rolling in as well. They've taken out the Void Spirit. Raven's going to get low. He's got the Reincarnation to give him a second life here, but will Fnatic have the firepower to take this one? They've gone in with the Primal Split. Jabs trying to zone them out, and now with Raven following them up, they may have enough damage, but a great infest as they go into the Mirana. They need to finish her off to get the Lifestealer, but looks like Zephyr's going to get back to safety, and with the Queen of Pain finishing off the backlines, suddenly it's a 5 versus 3. Cuckoo's got himself a banish into Torrent. They get the Brewmaster. They've gotten 3. Great execution there for that team fight for T1.
So maybe they're not feeling comfortable about fighting for Roche, and they're just happier to go Blink, so it can be used defensively, right? If they show, he can just blink away, get himself to safety, kite, try and farm.
Yep. Little smoke rotation from T1. They were, I think, looking for some bigger fish to fry, but they do catch out the poor Grimstroke. But I think good news for Fnatic is that didn't catch a core, but there's still potential for Armel to get caught here in the mid lane. He gets disrupted. The Fault could come in, but Raven's just blinked on the Shadow Demon, instantly deleting him. The arrow going to come flying through, but the Orchid on the Wraith King not going to do a whole lot except stop him from throwing out another stun, which is still on cooldown. And Fnatic maybe looking for another follow-up initiation. The Blink Wraith King coming up in a couple of seconds, and he's found the Mirana with Armel following it up, and they're going to catch Zephyr as well. So T1, this, you know, as much as T1 have been, you know, seemingly momentum favoring them and making all the right moves to win these fights and get most of these kills, Fnatic have quietly got themselves this Ag Scepter. They've got that Armlet Tesso and Wraith King, and they're ready to fight. They finish the Ag Scepter on Brewmaster as well. They jump in with Raven. They found the Shadow Demon. That's the big target they want to kill off first, but can they do this with the Infest to heal him up a little bit? They get the Soulbind as well, and the damage is just there to finish him off. Raven is going to lose his first life on the Wraith King. Shadow Demon even going to buy back to try and make sure this fight goes well from the Sonic Wave. A complete whiff from Carl, as both teams, I believe, going to look to disengage with the Shadow Demon buyback. It seems like Fnatic are happy just to respect T1's strength here. Void Spirit changes that, but we'll see. Raven here on the front lines gets banished up, but he's got backup right behind him. Armel jumps on the back lanes. He's looking for the Whitemon Shadow Demon. Wants to take out the sports to start this fight, and he'll do just that. Armel could be in some trouble. He's being demonic purged here, and Gabby's lifesteal trying to finish him off. Armel gets out of there with the Astral Step, and they've also taken out one more. Raven's Wraith King doing a bit too much damage for them to handle. Here's the Ghost Ship going to come flying through, mistimed on a DJ's Weaver, so he'll Shikuchi himself out of there. Another time lapse in 1 second, so he's got that extra bit of save there as Cuckoo goes for the BKB TP out. Nothing to cancel that. Same story for the Lifestealer with his TP out, so.
Oh yeah, we're going to try and push bot tier 2. Yeah, we're all going to rotate down there and take a fight. We're going to push the lane and people playing bot, playing an enemy jungle. Roshan spawns? Top. Yep. Top. Look at all these wards. They have wards for days all over their own jungles, so they have perfect vision of the areas.
Armel forced a BKB in the mid lane, but they pulled in the Lifestealer. He's got a double damage, so Gabby wants to try fight his way through this one, but he's kind of isolated here. He's been stunned up, dusted now as well, so they see him. Can they bring him down here? They're just throwing him up in the air with the Cyclone, asking him to drop him, but the Remnant not going to land as he pops the Rage on landing. BKB from the Kunkka as well to keep him alive. Neither team taking any losses just yet, and it looks like full disengage from T1 as Fnatic unable to connect on any of those kills. Definitely a scary situation. No one's dying.
Sucks, gods. No one's dying, gods. It's not fair. I want blood.
It's like that level 1 5v5 was just like a precursor for how the entire game will go. Yeah, they'll 5v5 and no one will die. Fnatic say, okay, well, don't worry, we got you, Sheepo. We'll show you some kills. Gabby, oh my god, he's gonna lifesteal his way through. The boat catches 3! T1 with a sick turnaround! The Kunkka from Cuckoo blows up Jabs, and he's looking for Armel next, whose BKB is still on cooldown. Does get himself back to the low ground. Instead, it's going to be Grimstroke taking a spill, and that should be able to set up T1 to secure themselves Roshan, because he's getting a bit unkillable.
He is only built items that make him tank here. He's so tank, there's no damage.
Cuckoo. They go in on the Kunkka, but gets bailed out by the disruption here. Raven in the front lines doing some good damage here, but now Gabby and the life steal's rocked up. Carl gets a nice Sonic Wave through them all, and that's going to bring down Armel. His Void Spirit goes down, and Fnatic just don't have the damage to get these kills, not against the disruption save, and they're going to lose more with the Grimstroke going down as well. DJ trying to get himself back to safety, finds a nice spot to TP out from. And it looks like they'll get themselves out of there for now. They've got buybacks if needed, and they're going to go again. They're going to put Gabby on the high ground with that Solar Crest and Armlet, just doing what he can to bring down this melee Raxin. The pressure's now on. Jabs has those primal splits if he wants to use them. He popped the refresher and everything, doing some decent damage to Gabby's first life, but with the Aegis to play around, they're just going to get a full lane of Rax for free and down a second lane here unless they can buy time to take a fight with this Void Spirit respawn. They go in with the Raven Wraith King. He blinks in, but they don't have the damage for Gabby just yet. He's getting low. Can they do this one? He turns with the Rage. He's just life-stealing his way through this one, and they just take out the Wraith King. His first life goes down. They're maybe going to be able to kill him a second time. He can't get the BKB off, and they lose Wraith King. Raven's down. T1 going to go for the Rax now, it looks like, as Jabs on the front line with the Primal Split. Armel's respawned, but the disruption saves are there to bail out the Mirana for now. Leap out as well to keep him alive, and Armel just forced a BKB and watch his teammates die. Carl jumping into the backline. Januel, he's got absolutely nothing to get this Queen of Pain off of him, and Carl is going to clean up the backlines. He's godlike, and T1 are just crushing Fnatic in these team fights. They get that second lane of Rax, but more importantly, they force multiple buybacks, get some key kills, and find themselves GG. It's over, Sheepa.
I would also call GG if my Weaver failed to ult me twice on both.
I mean, they have some catch. They don't have amazing catch, but at least Medusa, Death Prophet, heroes that are good at forcing action. Like, they're going to run at a tower and force the enemy to respond to it.
Oh, gosh. They're still fighting.
Yeah. It's ODs. Like, Whitemon's like, all right, I'm playing an OD. That's a strong hero, right? Usually this is the core. Needs to be a little careful. The Ice Shard's block is there, and Whitemon, he's gone for the level 1 Arcane Orb. He may be the one giving up first blood here. A couple more right clicks. He's trying to deny himself in the Roshan pit, perhaps. No, he's going to juke his way out of there, but DJ perhaps predicting this one. Nice Jewel Breath from inside the pit, and Jabs gets him from inside as well with a nice last hit to finish it off. And dish out a lot of damage with that God's Rebuke if he can catch a hero or two in. He's going to walk into a sentry here, so they're going to see him coming, but it may be too late. Cuckoo already has the arena, but he gets stunned up before he can spear into it. Nice snowball as well. Cuckoo misses the spear, unfortunately, because of the nice snowball save. The kisses do some good damage, but it's not enough, and Cuckoo going to go down. Can't Armlet toggle through all the damage over time, and Armel on the Quap gets a Sonic Wave off, needs to try and bottle his way through this one. He's on 10 health, he's still alive for now, had some blink after the X. He gets out of there. Is there a cleave? There is, just in time from Carl. Found the right angle for it. T1, though, lose this fight. Luckily, Carl makes a really nice play.
If he arenas and spears, say, like, Armel's...
Speaking of Cuckoo,
God,
he's under a ward. He walks into an Ice Path now as well. The Macropie, can they do this with the damage they've got? Armel misses the Sonic Wave because of a great Astral Imprisonment. Januel on the backlines on the Jakiro trying to get some more damage up, but Cuckoo's just tanking his way through this one, but can't Armlet toggle his way out of that. Carl could be next, but he's going to BKB, so he should be fine here, but they're going to force him to use it. Cookie as well to get him back to safety. Fnatic going to find this uncontested Roshan. They see Gabby's Wraith King with the illusion, so they even have a pretty good idea that this is perfectly safe right now. The smoke from T1 is coming, but it looks like it's going to be a little bit too late, and that means Aegis onto Armel's Queen of Pain, so...
They're like surrounding Armel right now, but they don't see him.
Yeah, he's going to get gone on, but just BKBs. Has the Aegis as well. Zephyr's going to TP. I was about to say, Armel you'd think would BKB TP out, but no, it's the Snapfire TPing out. Armel wants to fight. He may have used his BKB, but he's still got the 2 lives to play around.
That's why T1 has just been hard farming. That they've been farming for so long for all these BKBs, but now they have BKBs.
Cuckoo top. He TPs to take a fight, but he doesn't use his BKB. Does get bailed out by the Astral. That's going to make him get out of this one for now. He's still got the arena, but Jabs is just running at him with the ultimate, the Exorcism, doing some good physical damage, but it's just not enough to burst through him. Instead, it's Carl's Kunkka getting low, but none of these heroes are going down. Gabby, he's got to be careful. He's in the front lines all alone. The kiss is coming from the trees. Raven still has his Stone Gaze, and he's going to commit it to look to bring down Gabby with the Skadi Slow. It's not going to be enough, and the trees is the OD for Whitemon. He gets stoned up, and Zephyr not far off, may just have to try blink his way back to safety, but he can't do that with the Shadow Strike on him. He gets a nice cookie kill on a DJ though, and Zephyr may end up going down, but he does get a nice kill on his way out as Fnatic will secure the top tier 2 tower.
So if they're able to get it down, it will make the next Roche much easier for them for T1 to try and contest.
Particularly bad if they don't have their outposts as well, which Fnatic's got control of, so no TP locations around the Roshan pit for T1. They maybe caught Jabs in the mid lane. Cuckoo goes in, it's the Blink Dagger timing, but Jabs, he survived through it and gets the Exorcism off as well as some Spirit Siphons, but does die before he can heal himself back up. DJ tried to go in to save him as well, but it's going to be 2 dead on the Fnatic side. T1 have found a way to win a fight and also get themselves this T1 mid, and all it took was this Blink Dagger timing. Cuckoo finally got the blink on the Mars, and it did wonders.
Take advantage of it. Otherwise, it's kind of rough, because like Fnatic don't really have a blink stunner like Mars, right? So if they see someone on that ward, it's like, oh.
They're charging in. T1, they had the smoke, but nice reaction from Jabs. He gets the BKB off it. As soon as that wears off, Cuckoo's going to be looking for him with the arena, and they've got the Scatter Blast to stun him up. Nice snowball. Keeps him alive a little bit longer, but he's still going to be rolling himself in as Armel goes in the front lines, look for the Sonic Wave kills, but they've instantly lost Jabs. Death Prophet doesn't get a chance to Exorcism here. Banish onto the Medusa just to stop her from dishing out damage as T1 buy back. They scan the high ground. They know nobody's there initially, but Carl himself on the mid lane. They're going to see this X, I believe. Are they going for it? They're going for the backlines. They want the OD first. That's the save, so they take out the OD.
But we won't.
No. Respecting the OD. Roche is getting low here. T1's got to go soon. They have the buyback as well as the outpost there. Jabs committing the Exorcism on the front lines here, and with the Ice Path, it's blocking Gabby. He does get pushed out of the Ice Shard. Back to safety for now. He's getting very low on his first life as a nice Stone Gaze from the Medusa on the front line, trying to deal with Carl, who's running in on that Kunkka, trying to finish off DJ, who's using the Spider Legs to get back to the high ground. Great juking from the Tusk, and they just take out the Kunkka. He got baited in. The Spider Legs proving to be too much to deal with, and they get Roshan as the kisses come a little bit too late. Raining on in, looking for the DJ kill, but very close to getting him. DJ will survive his way through it.
Right, they have so many ways to just jump and stun and go. And Fnatic don't have that at all. They kind of rely on T1 to put themselves out of position or to kind of try and get Raven into the middle of things to ult and be a problem.
And we saw it a bit in that last fight. You were kind of keeping eyes on Jabs, and his that was like their initiation, was this Death Prophet, like, I'm just going to run at them with Exorcism. It's not really an initiation, but it did something, as here we're going to see an initiation from the Mars. Blink Spear on the Medusa, but I don't think they have nuts on the hero you want to be going on. It's Jabs perhaps on the Death Prophet, but he's going to BKB as well as multiple Spirit Siphons to keep him nice and healthy. He's zoned them well away here, but with the BKB wearing off, Cuckoo's trying to get Spearman to an arena with the kisses to follow up. The damage raining down on the Jabs. He can't survive his way through it. DJ couldn't find a good line to get a snowball save off, and as a result, they've lost the Death Prophet, but killed the Mars in the process, and Raven going to turn around with the break, take out Gabby's first life. Do they look for a second kill? The Ice Path is going to be there, waiting for him on the respawn. Kunkka is there with the buyback on the Mars. They want to take this fight. Raven's getting low here. He's got the Aegis Steel to play around, but he's out of mana, so he's just going to try fight his way through this one. Torn it up, being controlled here. They don't have a good way to keep Raven alive, but Januel says this Ice Blast will have to do. Trying to get him back to safety. Raven wants to keep this Aegis for now. BKB's already back up. Like, it's actually got very short cooldown. I mean, 1 minute cooldown. It's relatively short. The refresher, though, a bit bigger.
Yeah.
Here come Fnatic. T1 have that ward, though. They're playing around. They instantly get vision, though. Cuckoo gets jumped. Does get saved by the Astral, though. That'll keep him alive for now. The Sonic Wave catches him as he pops out. He gets the Spear Arena off before he goes down. He's not even dying. He's taking his way through this one. He's going to refresh it now as well. He's going to throw out the second Arena onto this Medusa, but the backlines have been gone on. They've lost the OD, so no more saves for Cuckoo, who will get finished off. Armel gets the double kill, making sure he gets the support OD, and then they deal with Cuckoo later.
Raven can't kill him and then just TPs away with his BKB. Yeah.
Phew.
Like, now Fnatic's only play is we're going to just push in top. Like, your mid is cut, bot is pushing in. Like, T1 are doing the best they can to try and distract them. Like, yo, come on, don't push our base. Do something like, look at all this pressure on the map. Kick
back, DJ. He's pushed Cuckoo in, forces out an arena, but DJ, that's not how he saw that one going. He thought he was setting up, but instead he's setting up on himself. The Banish is there offensively onto the Medusa just to buy some time. The Spear follows it up.
Armel showed on their jungle. Base.
Raven may get caught out if he's not careful, but Jabs is nearby. Raven goes in with a Silver Edge, doing what he can. He still wants to play around this Aegis. Still has a minute left on it, so With Jabs running in with the Exorcism on the backlines here, Jabs has done a good job finding the supports, but with Wraith King Gabby showing up, Jabs may just have to turn and run. He's in trouble with this BKB wearing off in a second here. Jabs, he gets instantly speared. He gets speared out with the torrent hitting him, though. Gets healed back up a little bit by the Ascetic Trap, but he still ends up going down. The fleet flying on through as well. Armor doing some good damage with the Sonic Wave. They've killed the Wraith King once, but I don't think they can do so twice. As Fnatic are dropping, losing their supports, as well as Jabs, and Armel needs to blink out. He's still going to BKB, but he's being chain stunned up. The torrent is there, and T1 have demolished this team fight.
And just like looks away from him and doesn't care, keeps fighting. Like poor Raven, actually.
Not just boots, but the BKB was in the backpack too. So Raven still has a 9-second BKB, but yeah, the kiting is very real.
They just completely ignored him.
Yeah. I guess the good news is I think he's got the Ag's Blessing now, so can buy out a Rapier. If Raven wants to forego having buyback, Rapier is a consideration. They get Carl into the base here, using those kicks. Carl is in too deep. And that's why they had this Tusk. The Tusk with the Warrior's Kick, the Ag Scepter, is so good when you're defending high ground. It's perhaps not as good when you're pushing the enemy high ground, but when you're on the back foot, it's so nice when you can push the enemy out of position into your base. Okay. 60 seconds without it. The Fnatic seem unfazed as they go into the Roshan pick. Meanwhile, Armel's Quap, he's been stunned up. He gets chain stunned and bursts it down. Does have buyback. Meanwhile, Fnatic looking to finish off Roshan. They commit Exorcism everything. Going to buy back the Queen of Pain. Nice kick into Carl into the pit, but there's the detection. They don't see him. He's invised up. They need some detection. The dust on the Jakiro is not in range, and jumping in is Gabby. They bolt back everyone. Gabby's just melting to the Exorcism, but he's trying to heal his way through this one, but he doesn't bring down the Death Prophet in time. Jabs kept alive with the Ice Path 2. They're controlling up the Wraith King here. Punch him into the air. The Sonic Wave as well, getting him nice and low. Can they finish him off with the Medusa with the Rapier? They kill him a second time. Can they get him a third? Gabby, he's back alive once more. He's charging forward. He's managed to hold on to his Rapier. He's trying to get himself out of this one, but he's being controlled, and he's going to drop a Rapier. Raven now with double Rapier on the Medusa. They do have buybacks on the T1 side. No refresher for 18 seconds. They go for the spear, but Raven just BKBs. Plays it safe. BKB plus Stone Gaze has a refresher, which he may have to use here as well if they chase. Also, another crazy item is this Ex Machina, which both teams have. So we're seeing like double, triple BKBs. Whoa! Cuckoo gets kicked way out of there into the Fnatic team. Do Fnatic have the damage to kill him off? You've got to imagine they do with Raven's Medusa, getting him low here. But being kicked almost too far away, they do finally bring him down. They had to work for it, though, and the enemy base is the Jab's Death Prophet. He's being banished up, and without a BKB, he's got cheese now to play around. Has a blink out in a second, eats the cheese. Jab's still alive. They couldn't finish him off, and now Cuckoo has to buy back just to try and defend the base. Raven going forward, looking for the tier 4 towers. Can they deal with this Medusa? I know. Make it stop. Make it stop. Here's another one. They're not done. Poor Carl getting kicked back in. The punches, the kicks. MMA style coming out from DJ's Tusk, and Raven just going charging forward with the Medusa. They've lost DJ, who will instantly buy back in the enemy base with the second Exorcism now. They've also got a third one if need be with a Refresher Shard. Do they look to try and force this one? Medusa is in deep under the tier 4 towers, getting speared into the throne here. Has the Aegis, won't have a second way of getting through this one. Jabs is getting low on the Death Prophet as well, still alive, gets chipped away, gets killed off in the end as Armel making his mark known on this game. He charges in, gets a great Sonic Wave off. He's zoning them back into the fountain, allowing them to maybe focus some of these buildings here, but Medusa wants to play it safe, as backed off as they finish off Gabby's Wraith King. Force out a buyback from him. Cuckoo's looking for another play in the front lines. Can't spear anybody in. Doesn't have an arena for 7 seconds as well, as Armel, perhaps a little bit out of juice, has taken out the Snapfire here. Just the one hero day. Great Ice Path. Catches out two, though. As they go in, jump the backlines here. They want this OD. Want to stop these Astral Saves. Kunkka catches the Torrent as well as the Torrent Storm. Armel getting brought low, but the Aeolus will bail him out for now. Another boat comes flying through, but that's going to be off the mark as the arena does finally come back up, but none of the Fnatic heroes get caught inside of it. Instead, it's Cuckoo who gets kicked out once again. This DJ Tusk is just constantly moving them out of position, and while all that's going on, they bring down their throne. Too much damage from the Medusa as well as the Exorcism. Laning stage Pengo things does have the Salve and Tango, so can sustain his way through this one a little bit. Perhaps something that's going to come out here again. DJ, hold that thought, is juking it out with Whitemon and getting the better of him. Just going at him. Doesn't have a shield crash for a couple of seconds. Now with the PA rotating, and DJ actually in some trouble. Has the stick charges. Another shield crash coming out, but Gabby's trying to get him with the dagger. DJ just juking around a couple of trees, but eventually they catch wind of him. Jabs gets the gush out. Gabby's going to get low, but has a blink strike to get himself away and even gets some creeps on the way out. So, yeah, last game we saw the BKB first, but do you feel like the blink should be the priority this game then?
I think it's... I think if you can get early blink and kill Lina with it, then you're pretty happy.
DJ, Rolling Thunder is looking to start a fight here perhaps. They've got the Ravage, but will need a Soaring or some Magic Wand charges. Jabs charging in forward, goes into a Static Storm, but walks his way out of it, then sets up a Ravage on a 2. Followed up with an LSA Laguna Blade. They take out the Leshrac before the Aya Relocate save can come into play. Jabs does end up going down to the God's Rebuke, as Cuckoo needs to get out himself, but the right clicks from the Lina going to get outplayed by the armlet toggles. Oh, Whitemon, wrong neighborhood. Walks up to do... It feels like a very similar story to last game where it's like, oh, you look at the gold difference, like, oh, T1, they're doing slightly better. They're ahead on gold, but then everything that's happening on the map...
Without a BKB, then she can just be kited extremely easily by Ravage rolls, the stuns.
Those rolls controlling Disruptor now. And
I actually really like this difficulty of... Oh, they're firing more. Whoops.
yeah, that's all right. Raven, they got that reincarnation without much effort, but Jabs is set up for a perfect 3-man Ravage, but the follow-up damage wasn't there, and Armel in the arena has to BKB just get himself out of that one, and DJ will not have an escape himself, so Fnatic get caught too deep, and they're being chased down. Relocate after Armel. He's got an Aegis, but he's got no more BKB, can't get to the Invis rune. He's going to lose his first life and probably his second. No BKB for 60. They're tipping him. They know his fate. Armel, he's dead, left to the Sharks as T1 clean up.
They can just easily burst.
Fnatic want to make a move before that happened. Carl on the front line is going to get blinked on by Raven. The Sun follows up with the Rolling Thunder on through. He's inside the arena. This is perhaps perfect for DJ with the Ravage there as well. They can't finish off the left, but instead they find the better target in the Io. Take away the save and the sustain. Carl on the front lane's got a lot of heal himself with the Eternal Shroud plus Essence Ring, but needs to be careful. He's in some trouble now. The Laguna Blade, the burst damage is too much for him to handle, but they've lost 2 in return. But without a BKB anymore on Gabby's PA, it does feel like Fnatic have the edge here as they're chasing. They're looking for more. Another blink on this Wraith King will allow him to chase down some of these heroes, but the Thunderstrike.
They seem to think that they're not really dependent. They are smoked up and going. Oh, they do
Their
have
arena's already
up.
back up, yeah. They see Armel, but he's got BKB, so this could be a game of reaction time if they go on him. They get the Glimpse back. He's not going to... Okay, he gets Glimpse and BKBs. Post-Glimpse, Gabby blinks in with a BKB of his own. They want this Armel Lina. He gets back to the safety of his tower, but now with Gabby blinking in, but his BKB wearing off means Armel is still alive for now. Rolling Thunder from DJ. He misses Gabby, unfortunately, and Armel now in trouble, but gets glimmered up. Gets still hit by the Split Earth. The AoE damage from the Pulse Nova is going to be enough to finish him off, but caught under the tower is Carl on the Lesser, but he's got plenty of heals with the Eye to back him up, and DJ can't do anything about it, even with the roll-up. Not enough damage coming out of Fnatic for now. They're going to buy back the lane and try to turn this fight as Carl goes for... Well, he can't really get out of this one. Raven going to chop him up with his big cleaver, and just doing more cardio than hero killing, it seems, for these two teams. Double damage comes out. That's always a big rune around the Roshan pit, and Raven knows that a double damage PA could be disastrous. He gets glimpsed back here. They perhaps think this is an opening to go on Raven, but he's still got the DD if he wants to turn and fight. Pops the BKB, wants to go on Cuckoo. He's doing a lot of right-click damage. The IO save comes a little bit too late. The Rolling Thunder also stops the relocate out. They've got the IO as well. Raven making great use of the double damage, and T1 thought they could deal with the Wraith King. They kill him off once, and the double buyback coming in now as well. Raven doesn't have BKB. He may just die a second time if he's not careful. Gabby knows this. He gets glimmered up, but they've got the dust to scout him out, and now Raven going to go down without buyback. Full TP out as they lose the Pangolier as well. Carl doing a great job jumping in on the backlines, and it looked good at the start for Fnatic with the Wraith King double damage.
Going. Cuckoo didn't BKB, unfortunately, and then Zephyr died trying to, like, rectify that mistake. Might be worth investing in a gem.
Fnatic is smoked up. They're looking to make their play around this mid lane. The PA throwing daggers from the high ground. Carl showing himself as Raven goes blinking in. They have the Rolling Thunder throw it up. They're going to get a nice Ravage on a 2. Blinking in was the Mars. He got caught in that Ravage instantly. Does get the BKB off before the Rolling Thunder stun does hit him. So Cuckoo gets back to safety. Even spears the Wraith King into an arena here. And it looks like Fnatic are going to be forced back. Jump a different target, but unable to connect. But they found DJ. He's got the A on disc, but he does get off. the Rolling Thunder. Going to use that just defensively, but now he hasn't got it for a potential team fight, but he's going to go back in. Goes on call with the Lina follow-up. Where's the IO? It's too late. They've lost the Leshrac before the fight's even begun. Gabby goes blinking with a BKB, but Armel just going to BKB and walk out of this arena. He looks to turn and fight. They've lost the Wraith King's first life, but can they get his second? I don't think so. Not without the BKBs. They've already committed the PAs, and as a result, Ravage catches 4. Cuckoo refreshes, gets another arena, spears the Lina into this one. Armel getting low, has the Glimmer Cape to help him out a little bit. He's still alive, just barely. His sliver of health is enough for him to get a third kill. But Fnatic, they're still cleaning up. Zephyr with a nice TP out somehow. Looks like they're just going to have to give up this mid lane of Rax to Fnatic. Leshrac using that shard to throw out some chain split earths, but that's not going to do a whole lot.
It gives you mana regen, but it doesn't solve the mana problem of casting it. It's quite... I'm kind of okay. I'm kind of chilling.
Spear in, Lina. In the front lines with that Aegis. Has a BKB, but she'll wait for the second life to use it. Now this Lina's in deep. DJ comes rolling in through, but unable to find any good targets, and as a result, Fnatic may just have to back off here. Armel's BKB now going to be down. Won't have it for a potential team fight. As Cargo's looking to blink in, and Fnatic have managed to, disengage, just losing the Aegis here, but now they've got no BKB on Armel, so things get a little bit hairier here as Raven going to put himself on the high ground here, knowing that they can't afford to have Armel get going on. He gets the dodge off, doesn't get hit by the spear, gets bashed up by the dagger, but that spear missing means Cuckoo goes down. He's going to be forced to buy back, and Armel feeling confident on the front lines here, knowing he's got that double Ravage behind him. Carl unable to connect on Armel with the Force off. They have to help bail out the Lina. PA fighting into triple Ravage without BKB is just a death sentence. But now with BKB coming back up, Gabby goes in. The Ravage doesn't hit the PA. That's the BKB. The break is there. The second Ravage also dodged by the BKB. So double Ravage gets dealt with, and DJ comes in looking for some targets to go and finds Gabby's PA now, getting the chain stun off, but there's no follow-up damage, so he's just going to be forced to retreat here. DJ helped out by the Ice Path from, again, no real follow-up here. He's got the refresher, so I guess he's happy just to throw this one out to delay the Rax going down. They can't go for the mid lane with the tier 2 tower standing. You put that ward next to an enemy sentry and exactly what's going on, and Fnatic are going to smoke right into them. They lead the charge with Raven, who's got an Abyssal Blade. He goes on Whitemon initially. They get the Ravage onto a couple here. The IO, he's being caught by this one. Pops the A on disc, gets out of it a little bit. He's still healing up Gabby on the PA, who does end up getting the BKB off, and now he's cleaving through them all the time. Ends up going down, does buy back instantly. May have another Ravage with the shard. Yeah, you betcha. He's got another Ravage to play around. Have they got the damage to follow this one up? He's going to have a Ravage on everyone. Catches out 3. Only Cuckoo BKBs. Can they bring down this IO to start things off? They need to deal with this pesky IO, but they're dropping like flies. The PA doing so much damage in this fight. Carl about to be out of mana, which could be a problem for T1, but they're winning the numbers battle. They've killed off 3, including all 3 cores. Well executed from T1. The new arrival of Gabby looking like it may be enough, putting him on his signature PA to get them a 2-1 victory. They're not there just yet. They've got Mega Creeps. It is Raven, but yeah, the Insta-Split Earth is there. Just trying to keep them off the tier 4 towers, but you can't let them chip away at this one. As we saw last game, like, you can hold your own and not lose a team fight, but eventually the throne will just go down if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Level 25 Edict does a lot of damage. They jump in. On the backlines, DJ gets to roll up. They're trying to deal with this PA, but he gets relocated out back to safety for now. Can they take the continued fight here? Cole on the front lanes on the Leshrac, getting brought pretty low here. He gets the Lina BKB off just in time, but he can't do damage through the arena. Now Raven on the Wraith King doesn't have the respawn. Ravage finally comes out, but it's too late to keep the Wraith King alive, and the second Ravage just going to need to be thrown in a second here. Jabs is about to go down if he's not careful. He gets the Ravage off, but they're just losing steam here, and they GG out knowing it's all over for them. Without the Wraith King, they don't have the damage, and T1 get a 3-2 victory.